thank you for joining me on this interview. It's the first of its kind, and I think we're very excited about the opportunity this can bring to us. And I think it's great that we're able to use the resources that we have in our own team and share the knowledge that we have with other people and other users that we have on all of our social media and other channels, right? Um, so to begin, maybe we can just begin with a short introduction of yourself. How long have you been in the freight or cargo industry? How did you join Cargo AI? Just, a short answer to let our viewers know where you're coming from.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ridi, for inviting me and doing this interview. I feel very privileged. I have started with the air freight industry in '99 back in South Africa. And before that, I worked for smaller companies. But within Lufthansa Cargo, you have the opportunity to learn a lot of different aspects of air freight. And I learned so much there. And I started Cargo AI a year ago, or just over a year ago. And it just follows up very well on the topics that I was working on with Lufthansa Cargo on e-freight and e-Bill. We try to digitize the paper document, and it took for ages. And now I'm just continuing the journey on with a software company, and it's really brilliant.
Amazing. So your focus in Cargo AI has been on the German market, right?
Yes.
So let's dive into that for a bit. How has the e-booking adoption been in Germany from your experience and from what you've seen in the customers you have interacted with?
I think the adaptation is quite slow if you take it from how long it takes just to change e-booking in the industry. And I know it from the Lufthansa Cargo and also in different countries. And even people are very digital minded in personal lives, but very, very hard to change it at the workplace. So the transformation is very slow. And I think we need a faster movement for sure. I do see a lot of fear and lots of concern. What transparency will bring. People have invested a lot of money in old IT systems and old IT solutions, and they feel very protective over it. So for them to understand that a subscription-based software might be a very good alternative to improve their workflows is a new way of looking at it. So I think that's the trend, and AI is scaring everybody quite a bit.
I think it is difficult to change in any industry, and at least it's a good sign that things are shifting and moving. Do you see any trends or any shifts in the German market arising in the past few months or the last year since you started working focused over there?
I definitely see the airlines trust the online bookings much, much more. They are opening more markets, and they're also introducing new products for online bookings. So there's definitely more trust in the online portal world.
Right. And what about in terms of the users, like the forwarders or the GSAs or the actual users who are booking on the platform? Do you see any shifts in their patterns?
Yes, I think I do. If I compare it over the past year, where there was initially everybody was quite upset that they have to go to all these different portals, but they do realize that each portal does offer something different, and it is maybe worth their while to check them all. So I think the mind is more open to see what is out there and what can help me to get my work done, right? And we're showing more and more options, so it makes the life of a forwarder much easier.
Right. Awesome. I think, yeah, sounds like a positive change, positive shift
For sure. For sure.
that we're seeing. Or would you like to share any recommendations or tips on how users, forwarders specifically, how they can decide when they're choosing between all of these different platforms and technologies available now for e-booking?
The software solutions, that's the way to go forward. I think that is a very important trend. People have been implementing and developing their own IT systems in the past. And now to let go of all of that invest and say what we've done over the last 20 years, we might now have to put it into the background and use a subscription and have top of the art. I think that is the big mindset shift that we need, or that is hard for the forwarder, right? To decide, let's put our own development a little bit aside and see what is out there in a subscription base, because then it stays on top of the art, right? If a forwarder has a small kind of business, it's very good to just have a quick look and see what airlines are online, and I can quickly book it. And especially if they are small, uncomplicated shipments, there's no need to wait for office hours and to phone the airline. I can do it 24/7 on my laptop. And I also think the rate transparency that these portals are offering bring huge advantage to the market, because if you do quotations to your customers as a forwarder, if you are in range, because with dynamic rates, things are becoming much more complicated. So the rate management is so much supported by online portals. It's very hard to do it on your own with our own, and time consuming. So it's very, very quick on an online portal. Yeah.
Right. Do you have any specific stories that you have seen with customers that you have worked with, without naming anyone or anything? Have you seen, or can you give an example of a radical change that you saw for a customer once they started using CargoWise products?
I had one case where the customer actually said, just using CargoMart saved his life. He didn't do the booking, but we did show him options that he didn't know existed. So I think transparency, people are so scared of transparency, but it is helping the speed of our lives, right? Because we can quickly compare, we can quickly assess, and we quickly know where to go. I do think our solutions solve the problems. I have just noticed that the forwarders love our feature where they can just upload all the dimensions without typing row for row to get a quotation from an airline. I also see that the forwarders love the complete list of aircraft that are flying certain routes. So we offer a lot of transparency into the air freight industry, which can only help a forwarder to make quick decisions, wise decisions, and just help on the work on the way forward, right? Yeah.
I think the final question would be, do you have any recommendations or words of wisdom for anyone listening to us?
Yes, I think people shouldn't be so scared of AI and of technology and of the transparency that it brings. People should see it as an opportunity to be innovative, right? Because we see so much, we can start connecting dots, and there's so much to work to go forward. And there's still too much fear, fear of holding on to old things. And if I just compare it to my work life, everything was very paper-based with fax machines and telexes. And if I would have clinged to them, I wouldn't be speaking to you today on an online video interview. We have to let go of old things and learn new technology if we want to be innovative here.
Yeah, completely. I completely agree. I think the biggest part of the change is deciding to make the change. After that, it's easy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Nice summary. Yeah.
Thank you so much for the interview. I think you have some great experience, some great insights for people. And I'm sure that everyone listening will have learned something.
Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.